Welcome to the series of interviews here at the DFTA booth at drupa 2016. My guest is Paolo Minoggio from Praxair, and I am Wolfgang Kloß-Geiger, publisher of many magazines for the Flexo and gravure printing industry, and I now run an internet portal for the narrow and mid-web package printing markets. As I said, my guest is Paolo Minoggio. He is market network leader of Praxair, based in Novara. And Paolo, maybe you want to say a few words about yourself.
Okay, thank you, Wolfgang. I'm working for Praxair. I joined Praxair more than 25 years ago, and I started with this industry, with printing, selling analogs rollers, really pioneering this industry because at that time it was really something new. And then I moved across in my career with different positions, managing the business in Italy for more than 15 years, and now back to put my experience to grow our business as Praxair is refocusing on this specific business for printing.
Okay, Paolo, we just heard you are not new to the industry. You have been in that market for many, many years. So I assume, and I'm sure I'm right, this is not your first drupa. So what are your expectations for drupa 2016?
Yeah, obviously it's not my first. So I miss probably the last couple, but it's always a great event, and you really see a lot of friends and a lot of people that you know just in the family, in the printing family. So the expectation for us is really Praxair. We went through a difficult time in the last 4 or 5 years, restructuring the business in Europe and relocating our production from one center of excellence in Switzerland to the 3 different locations in Europe, in Italy, in Germany, and in France, to get more close to our customers. And I would say this drupa is really the opportunity to present ourselves in our final shape, if you want, and to reaffirm our interest in this industry, to play a role as a leader, as always been the case.
Very good. So I know Praxair for many years as an innovative company, being active in many different technologies. So what kind of innovations and technologies do you present here at drupa this year?
Yes, this is a good question, and obviously Praxair is a quite unique case in this industry because we are coming from the material side. So we are first of all a coating company, and then we develop the application for the analogs roller. So we see a great future on the material side. So the new technologies are really looking for new materials with specific properties, and we have a deep knowledge on that. And so this is, generally speaking, is a subject that will bring some good thing for the future. More in particularly for this exhibition, what we focus is on a specific item, which is ink transfer measurement from an analogs. This is a very old subject. We have different way to measure the analogs volume, and there's a bit of confusion sometimes. So because the system are not exactly measuring the same things, sometimes you have, and we use all the system available in the market, and we develop our own system, which is the URMI system. And the URMI system is measuring really the ink transfer. So then you take an imprint, and you measure the area of the imprint, and based on that you get a volume of ink transfer, which is different than just many of the other tools you have available that measure the air volume. Okay, so this is sometimes we have some discrepancy between that because we are not measuring the same thing. And what is the new thing on the URMI is a digital version. So today the URMI is based on this system that I described earlier. Then you measure the imprint with a planimeter. Today we have developed a software where with your smartphone you can just take the image and automatically is giving you the volume. So it's much more user-friendly. It can be used on the shop by the printer. So I think it's a really good improvement, and this was to cover one of the gaps that our customers were looking for. So this can be visible and is presented currently at our booth here at drupa.
This sounds very interesting, and I'm sure it's an innovation that has been waited for. How do you see the future of flexography today, especially in the light of the competing printing processes for package printing?
Yeah, I think the flexo printing, as far as we know and everybody knows, is more and more linked to the packaging. And in the big world of printing, packaging is probably the only one segment which is growing year on year, and we saw in the last year we have a compounded aggregated growth of more than 5%. And especially in a general slowing down economy, this is a very good sign. So it is a nice place to be. And we see flexography really gaining market share. If I think back when I started, was really the poor printing. Today, it has a very good reputation, producing very good quality. So, and on the moving forward, if I look at the innovation that we have in place today, I'm talking about electron beam, I'm talking about other application, speed of the machines, materials, inks. So we see a huge improvement, which is definitely not finished. So, and associating the two things, growing of the packaging and growing of flexo quality and performance, I can only see a good trend for the future. So I'm very positive on that.
That's true. And if you look at the individual segments in the market, commercial printing, books, newspapers, the package printing is the only sector which has constant growth rates over the past years or decades. So how do you see the influence of flexography as a printing process in the packaging segment?
Yeah, this is, as I commented earlier, so packaging is driving growth for flexo and vice versa. So we have some specificity of flexography which meets very well with the packaging for a specific segment. So typically when you have medium or short or medium runs, flexography is probably the most cost-effective, providing excellent quality and so on. So I think we again, going back and analyzing the different segments and the evolution of the different segments, we see that flexography is getting more and more, let's say, point of reference for some specific printing, and more in the food industry, which is typically an anti-cycling market where you see it's growing constantly. And so this is why I think that the flexography is going to bring some more value to this. So again, I'm positive. I don't say that it's going to be the winner in the future, but I don't think that will be just one winner. So as for everything, you will have just the right process for the right application at the right moment. So there will be room for rotogravure, will be room for offset, for flexo. But flexo, for sure, is one of the most highly growing technology.
That's correct. When I started my life in the flexo segment in the early 1990s, there was this content slogan, Flexo is competing against gravure. This may be the case in some parts of the world. In Europe we have more flexo, or half-half. In the US we have more flexo in the flexible packaging business. In Asia it's just the opposite. Would you still support that slogan, Flexo is competing against gravure, and would you think Flexo can beat gravure? Well,
this is the very old dilemma. And For sure, this is, as I said earlier, so I don't think that there will be just one winner. So you have a different application and different market and different historical background. So I'm coming from a country where typically you have a strong rotogravure culture. In Italy, because we used to have several good OEMs of gravure machines. Despite that, we see Flexo growing. And this is true because in the different area of the world, with the different trends, but everywhere, if I look again, and this is a confirmation here at drupa, we see a growth almost everywhere of Flexo. And so my final consideration is we will not have a winner in terms of one. And for sure, I mean, rotogravure at 20, 30 years ago was really the target, you know, because in terms of quality, capacity. But if you have a short run and you have to print in rotogravure, it's probably you cannot meet the cost level required. So good to have Flexo, and vice versa. So I mean, you have to find the right spot for your needs. But I'm sure they will continue both.
Paolo, I agree. Flexo, we know, is a very versatile process. Is the process that can print a very, very big variety of substrates. Where do you see limitations in the Flexo application?
Well, the limitation of the Flexo, as far as we see from our perspective, is not really due to the technology itself, to the result itself, but really to the nature of the business you have. And for sure, if you have to print porous material, Flexo is top, is number one. If you have to print, and the CI machines are guaranteed really the precision of the printing, which is probably the best available. So you have some really strong peculiarity in that respect. On the other side, again, what are the limitations? If you have really long run to do, even if some of the equipment of the machine are continuously improving, I still believe that is not the most effective process. But this is, I think, is well known, and other than that, I don't see really a really big limitation, because also on the investment standpoint, Flexo is normally very competitive. It's very, very good. So other than that, it's a real quality and quantity. It's more quantity limitation when you have a short run, long run to do, due to the cost of investment and due to the duration of mainly of the printing play.
Now there is a new rival to the printing industry. It's called digital printing. It's the boomer, whether it's toner-based, whether it's ink-based, it's inkjet, it's getting faster. How do you see the threat of digital printing for Flexo, and what do you think how the market will change and cope with that new challenge?
This is obviously something new that everybody is looking at, and we are as well. We see that as a natural evolution of the printing. So we see that analogic printing is there since ever, so since we discovered printing, and the natural evolution is in the digital. I remember when the first digital machine were presented 20 years ago, probably. And everybody was skeptic, say, well, you know, but as all things are there progressing. So if we see some of these companies growing, creating good strategic alliances and so on. So, and for some specific production, this is a very good process. So if we think about, especially for the narrow web, we think about labels and this kind of printing. It's a good process. It's making great improvement. And again, if I think I have a medium-long run with a label. Probably today I will not go with the digital. I prefer to go with the Flexo. But if you have a short one, probably digital is giving some advantage. Easy to modify the plates and so on. So I mean, it's something that is going to gain market. And again, as I said for the rotogravure, so it's a space for another one. So I don't think that we will have a war with just one scene. Maybe in 50 years, I don't know, but I will not be here. But in my idea, and looking also at the past, at the evolution of the different processes and how long it takes to be fully embedded in the market and really show all the advantages, is not something that is going to happen tomorrow. We can expect a growth there. And to be honest, from our side, we have some applications as well, because most of the digital technologies require some primer application on the substrate, or some finishing, varnishing station, which are typically Flexo stations. So we have some interaction with this industry as well. So again, no, we are not scared about that. So we see that is growing. We start to think about and how we can really put our experience and our technology fitting with that, and I'm sure will be the case.
Paolo, thank you so much. You're absolutely right. For every print process are enough applications, and I personally have the feeling there will not be a clear winner in one or the other direction. There's room for everybody. Thank you so much. I hope you will have some time to run around in drupa and explore the many interesting and exciting developments we can see here. Thank you so much for your time.